What comes to your mind when you hear about Goblin Slayer? Is it the wicked backlash the first episode of the anime received because of its depiction of rape? Is it the badass fight scenes or imagery found within the pages of the manga? Is it this?
Ew, I like them! I like goblins! Ah!
Let me tell you the very first thing I think of when I hear Goblin Slayer. I think of stairs.
What the fuck, Richard?
And no, I'm not fucking with you. I'm serious.
What the fuck are you saying?
Yeah, I know. Weird, right? What does a set of stairs have to do with a story famous for its systematic killing of little green people? Everything. Hopefully in this video, I'll be able to explain my thought process and get you to appreciate the staircase as much as I do. You motherfuckers don't know how hard that was to say. Just that one 30-second I was introduced to Goblin Slayer during the fall 2018 anime season when the world was literally going to end because some waifus got diddled in a cave. Seriously, the backlash to the anime's first episode was incredible. I caught wind of this problematic tornado through Twitter and one of my favorite anime YouTubers, Digibro. I watched his video covering the show and promptly thought to myself,
goblins! And it's like such a just easy out to make something edgy, to just have all the characters like faces contorting, like, oh my god, I'm gonna get fucking killed by goblins!
well fuck, I'm gonna have to pass on this one. I'm not a fan of stories that are edgy for the sake of being edgy, and I saw nothing from the show that made me interested in watching it. For almost an entire year, I forgot about Goblin Slayer, and it seemed like everyone else did too. The buzz around the anime was dead, and no one in my circle of friends cared for it either.
We fucking lost!
All of that was about to change when I was recommended a YouTube video by Best Guy Ever.
Goblin Slayer's appeal, the qualities that make him great are his autistic level of obsession with killing goblins in strategically brilliant ways. And this is all highlighted in episode 1 and then just taken to extremes in other situations.
Shit, Negro, that's all you had to say.
Well, when you put it like that, BGE, how could I not check out this manga? Seriously though, please subscribe to Best Guy Ever. He's hilarious and makes excellent videos. It's all thanks to his recommendation that I checked out the story in the first place. 3 volumes of the manga arrive at my door, and I anxiously tore off their plastic wrap and started reading. Immediately while opening the first page, I noticed 2 things.
Oh my god, look at her hips. Oh my god, look at his armor. This shit fucking sick, bro.
Try not to judge me too hard, boys. After I finished nerding out, I realized, oh shit, I didn't actually pay attention to this guy's character design yet. So let me go ahead and do that. Some things you notice straight away about his character design are his uniquely shaped helmet and glowing red eye. His shield and armor are battle scarred, riddled with cuts and dents. It's obvious that this guy has seen hundreds of battles against goblins and still manages to come out on top. You could guess from his name, but Goblin Slayer is the pure embodiment of a man on a mission. Best Guy Ever already did a great job explaining the appeal of the story's protagonist, but I'll try to explain to you why I love him in my own way. Watching Goblin Slayer work gives me the same feeling as when I was 8 years old snapping on the final piece of a Lego set. He's a true professional doing what he does best, and it's incredibly satisfying to watch. Only using small weapons indoors to maximize mobility, using the blood and guts of goblins to mask his scent, smoking out foes from their hideouts in order to kill them as they flee, picking up weapons off the ground and using them when his sword is too bloody and caked with gore. That's fucking awesome. I've never been so invested in a profession that doesn't even exist. Goblin Slayer has been so focused on his work that he weighs almost every decision he makes on whether or not it will help him kill every last goblin. A character like this could very easily become annoying, but he possesses charming qualities as well. You might not think it at first, but Goblin Slayer is actually pretty funny. Especially his autism. I mean shit man, if I killed as many babies as he has, I would end up fucked up as well. Even though much more dangerous and world-threatening monsters exist in the story, Goblin Slayer does not give a fuck. His grievances are solely with the goblins, the low-level enemies of this world. Goblin Slayer's quest is clearly self-indulgent and based on revenge, but fortunately, he's turned it into something positive. He saved dozens, if not hundreds of lives, and always fights for his friends, tooth and nail, to the end. He may appear to be one note, but Goblin Slayer is multifaceted and more nuanced than you could possibly know. He's incredibly interesting, and I really recommend reading the manga just for him alone. Originally, I wanted to talk about the plot of the story and explain why I love it, but I realized that there's so much more to Goblin Slayer than just the plot alone, and it's a huge amalgamation of things that I fucking love, and I'm really excited to talk to you guys about that. So beyond this point, if I start ranting or saying some retarded shit, just bear with me, guys. I love this story so much, and I need to explain why. The story is so dark and fucked up in multiple ways, and I'm all for it. I know earlier in the video I said I didn't like stories that were edgy for the sake of being edgy, but Goblin Slayer is absolutely not one of those types of narratives. The world is cruel and unforgiving, and the goblins are absolutely no different. They harm indiscriminately, assaulting and murdering anyone they come across, while usually taking sex slaves for good measure. Fuck these goblins, I want them all dead! They're basically just the worst things in the goddamn universe, so, you know. The violence in the story is graphic and very visceral. I mean, he basically turns violence into an art form. In some horrible way, you're watching Goblin Slayer bludgeon and sever limbs like he's a painter across his canvas. And despite the world of Goblin Slayer being so fucked up and horrible and all these terrible things are happening all the time, you still have moments of respite where the characters are sitting around a campfire and eating some goddamn cheese. It's genuinely wonderful to watch these moments happen, and I really appreciate it. It's some of my favorite things in this manga, just watching these characters hang out and be people. Plus, you still get to see these wonderful moments of the Gob's autism. I mean, it's so charming. How could you not love this? This is fucking amazing! And speaking of beautiful, wonderful moments and just happy, fun times and things, did I mention that 99% of the women are actually fucking supermodels in this world? Like, holy god. I would really have to go out of my way to find an ugly person here besides Lizard Bro. And speaking of Lizard Bro and all the side characters, let's talk about them. I'm gonna say this right off the bat. They're pretty good. I'm gonna get my favorite characters out of the way first. First of all, my number one, Guild Girl. I mean, she's absolutely the hottest chick in the whole series, and don't you fucking lie to yourself. I also like totally 10,000 years old, by the way, Ranger Girl, and Priestess. Priestess is good. And obviously Goblin Slayer too, but he's a main character, so, you know. Now you might think I'm memeing by calling all these characters these names, but they don't actually have traditional names to go by. They're kind of just called by their title. These characters feel like real people to me, despite them not even having tangible names to go by. They grew on me in the moment-to-moment conversations sprinkled throughout the story, such as Guild Girl's futile attempts to get Goblin Slayer to notice me, senpai, or Elf Ardra's sassy attitude and eagerness to go on adventures, only to yet again be stuck dealing with goblins. And I wonder how many times I've said the word goblins during this video, holy fuck. Okay, I know I said Guild Girl was number one, but I really have to give Priestess credit where credit is due. She's definitely the best side character, for sure, in my opinion. She's one of the few people to receive a character arc so far. She started out in the story as a frail and naive girl who was woefully unaware of the dangers that awaited her in the beginning adventurer party. She's seen the horrors of goblins firsthand and what they will do if left unchecked. Despite being through hell, witnessing her comrades murder, sexual assault, and even getting shot in the fucking shoulder by an arrow,
that shit hurting!
She toughens herself up and dedicates herself to the cause of killing every last goblin. Priestess is an absolute badass, and I respect her resolve. Plus, she's also helped kill many head honchos as well, proving her usefulness to the party. Now, I know I'm leaving out two characters. I'm leaving out Lizard Bro, and I'm leaving out Dwarf. They're fine for what they are, it's just that I was not able to relate to them as much because so far in the manga, 5 volumes in, they haven't gotten much character growth at all. They're kind of just archetypes of party members in a D&D campaign, but you know, they're fun, they're cool, they're whatever. I just don't have much to say about them, honestly. Besides, cheese. This man loves his goddamn cheese. That's some good looking cheese, huh? Well, I fucking know it is. Because this art in this manga is amazing. Despite being mostly a grim and dramatic tale, Goblin Slayer manages to have some of the best artwork I've ever seen. Seriously, take a look at these panels. Noboru Kanatuki, the character designer, expertly shows we can create visually arresting designs that not only give everyone a distinguishable look, but also fit into the world they inhabit. Kyosuke Kurose, the lead artist, brings not only the characters but also the backgrounds to life. I cannot stress how good the art is, guys. See for yourself. I completely gush over the use of shading to bring out the terror of a scene, or the way Kurose draws dynamic action with shifting perspective. It's also goddamn cool, man! Goblin Slayer's form may shift in times of great desperation, as if he's breaking free of his mortal shackles to become a beast that will kill every last filthy goblin. The backgrounds are phenomenal as well, which do a great job at establishing setting. Seriously, look at this house on a hill during the day and night. That is fucking gorgeous, and you can't convince me otherwise. If you enjoy picking apart illustrations, or in general just like looking at beautiful things, definitely check out Goblin Slayer. Definitely. Or even if you like horrible things and seeing horrible things depicted on the page, you're gonna have a great time. Ah, thank God for niche media. Of course, in a manga primarily about murdering, the battles should be pretty good. You should know by now, though, that they're much more than that. The fight scenes are visceral and full of dynamic motions. Slashes and stabs are powerful and leave glorious trails of blood and gore. Goblin Slayer and his party members frequently sustain damage that almost leads to their demise, but through sheer willpower and advanced planning, he always slays his enemies and brings everyone out alive. None of this feels cheap, however, because we know that Goblin Slayer is destined for something greater. His very own existence is a middle finger to death. The world is literally a Dungeons & Dragons campaign, and he often rolls the unlucky die. Goblin Slayer says, "Fuck that though, I'm gonna live through any means necessary." Every battle is a harrowing experience that left me on the edge of my seat. I love the violence, the payoff, the victory, it all feels so good to read through. So yeah, why would a staircase mean so much to me in a series like Goblin Slayer, which is about killing fucking goblins? Well, I'll tell you what. And that has to do with where it's placed. Volume 3, Chapter 10, basically right at the start. So, at this point in the story, Goblin Slayer has killed this ogre, this extremely powerful enemy. It's probably the best fight in the series, if we're gonna be honest. Like, the tactics behind the use of the teleportation scroll, the badass one-liner at the end, the fucking imagery, oh, it's so nice, man. So we finished that amazing fight, and I'm coming off the high of that adrenaline reading that shit. And we wake up in Goblin Slayer's bed, he's tired, he's exhausted, he's fought so hard for his new friends, and just, it's a beautiful thing. And we finally see him, he gets up, immediately tries to go get some gains, man. Immediately pulling this cart, going to get his armor. He's right back at it. No breaks whatsoever, man. So he finally gets to town after he's done talking with Cowgirl. Yes, that's his character's actual name, by the way. And on the way to the blacksmith shop, there's this, for no fucking reason, this staircase that is so beautiful to look at. Like, seriously, the shading, the stairs itself, the perspective of the stairs curving as it goes down. Like, I don't know why this staircase needed to be so good in detail when he was drawing it. He was like, oh, okay, well, we're gonna show Goblin Slayer getting from point A to point B. How can we make it look interesting? Draw this elaborate, fucking beautiful staircase. Like, what a genius, man. Like, I hope this is coming across. But for all these elements, which I love about the manga and I've talked about so far, they all come together in this one panel for me. Goblin Slayer is a story that was good, but it just blew my expectations away with all of its depth and everything that it tried to do to be an entertaining story and a deep story. I love it. That's why I love the staircase. It doesn't need to be as good as it is, but it is, and that's fucking beautiful to me. Well, I hope this video at least inspires one person to go check out Goblin Slayer. It's my personal favorite manga, and I'm sure it will be for a very long time. Now, these types of videos I hope I can make more of, even though I know this video is probably really amateurish to a lot of people, but this is my first time trying my hand at something analytical, review, rant-ish type deals, so yeah, I hope you guys enjoy so I can make more, because I really did enjoy making this video. So thank you guys, and go read some Goblin Slayer, goddammit. And I have a Twitch stream as well, so you should go check that out. I stream regularly, and it's a very fun time.